I try to understand my patience. How how what limits my patience? Do I just give up on it, or I just blow a huge fume and just fucking lose it, and then go on with the rest of my day? So repeat it the next calendar. That's how I feel. Because SmackDown sucked. Mustafa Ali just had a match that had him randomly just pin Shinsuke Nakamura. We opened the show with Shane McMahon blaming Kevin Owens for not appearing because he was reaching with his anger management coach, and he just had a random match with Drew McIntyre because that's the only heel he's eligible to face because Shane directed it. And it was an match, but it was like, I don't care. Because we all know this was just a build-up babyface hype until Kevin Owens has a match with Shane McMahon. And there's 27 matches on the show because everybody just challenges everybody at SummerSlam. Sami Zayn faces Aleister Black at SummerSlam. Maybe Nakamura faces off against Mustafa Ali at SummerSlam. Fucking every match is built up for fucking SummerSlam. That maybe the career-changing announcement will be announced on SummerSlam. Dolph Ziggler has to face The Miz at SummerSlam. Trish Stratus just been challenged by Charlotte Flair to challenge her at SummerSlam. Which ones would you rather see be on pay-per-view? Sami Zayn just have a random match with Aleister Black? Not next week, so we can have something to prove on SmackDown. So he can just wrestle him on pay-per-view for Sami Zayn to show that he's relevant. This is just a desperate pull for wrestlers to get relevant. It's not a desperate pull to make people view your fucking pay-per-view when it's 10 matches long or over 10. Last time had 16 matches in total. If you're counting the kickoff for 4 hours of a full show of WrestleMania. Come on. Was I supposed to be excited? The 35th WrestleMania, they didn't give a half a shit on that than they did about the Raw reunion. They had more legends come on it. And now, I have to watch Dolph Ziggler face off against The Miz. All because Finn Balor got attacked out of nowhere from Bray Wyatt and just randomly challenged him on SummerSlam. So that means everybody just, all because they got one scuffle means you deserve something at SummerSlam. Let me tell you something that builds up over time. Kane, when he was unmasked, went through a huge amount rampage as soon as his mask was ripped off and forced out of when he lost, I think, a championship match against Triple H or something, or some match against Rob Van Dam on Raw. And he went berserk. He even went so berserk that he tombstone pilo drived Linda McMahon, and it sourced a feud with Shane that went over 3 pay-per-views. That's build up to a conclusion. Ziggler and Miz is not going to be feuding for much, like one SummerSlam match, and then they're going to have maybe one pay-per-view match. Not conclude over that. You have Sami Zayn face off against Aleister Black. That won't mean shit. Nobody wants to see that on pay-per-view. I don't. At least Cesaro is a more suitable subject, thanks he's a more interesting ring competitor, and trying to be more consistent than Sami fucking Zayn. And it's nice, I guess, if you want to see Trish Stratus back in the ring. I think it's not interesting enough that Finn Balor's going to bring back... Oh my god. It's going to be interesting that Finn Balor is going to bring back the Demon, even though it's never been interesting for years. The lore of the Demon reached its peak back in 2016 when he was literally mega pushed for 4 weeks, won the Universal Championship first time it got introduced, then immediately crushed at that hype when you notice the first world champion can't even hold on to the belt for over 24 hours. And then both Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor both have the most unsuccessful championship reigns since they're like near 7 years in the company, like near like 5 years in the company already. Bray Wyatt been here since in the main roster since like 2013, and Finn Balor been in the main roster since 2016. It matters. You know why? Because we're not counting shit what they did on NXT. I don't care if Bray Wyatt won 17 squash matches before he came here. I don't care if Finn Balor was the longest running NXT champion. It doesn't matter because it's a developmental program warming out to the smaller crowd so they can get into the mainstream one. If they're not able to get an immense reaction other than yay or boo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Other than that, they kept pushing over this goddamn Roman Reigns is going to make his his SummerSlam challenge announcement. So he was going to publicly challenge his opponent for SummerSlam, even though he's been feuding with Samoa Joe for the last several weeks. You might think that. I don't know what would give some to Roman Reigns this much pull, the gall, his ball to think he was going to just challenge a man at SummerSlam when we already have like 10-9 niggas in a match at SummerSlam, including kickoff. So, fuck you. I don't want to see any other challenging matches, please. If you're going to give me Amber Moon, Bayley face off for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky Lynch face off against Natalia in a submission match. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. That might not even be happening. I'm going like 2 Raws left until SummerSlam. Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston. AJ Styles versus Ricochet. Sami Zayn versus Aleister Black. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. That's 7 matches. Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair. That's 8 matches. Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. Who the fuck is going to get up that long so they can see these matches, man? Do you think people have that much of a fucking attention span? WWE's struggling to adapt to the social media landscape that they always glorify. Hashtag this, hashtag that. Wrestlers always tweet. We are so relevant because of fucking failing sports broadcasts like ESPN always shouts them out for a fake fighting program in a failing fucking football league, and I have to wait. I have to wait 2 weeks for a 4-hour show that has 9 matches that ain't going to show shit of the main roster. And you see why we always get these old fuckers coming into the show. Wow. Over all this crap. This show sucked. It had only like 1 match and then the conclusion. I mean, 2 matches and the conclusions, but no one cares. Dolph Ziggler won against Finn Balor, and Finn Balor didn't even get a promo. The former Intercontinental Champion was that irrelevant. He held the belt for like since WrestleMania, defended it once till then, and then lost out of nowhere in a kickoff. Not even in the main show. He lost it in kickoff against Shinsuke Nakamura. That proves how relevant your belt was, because when Miz was champion, at least, he never defended it on kickoff. Ever. He's like currently the best Intercontinental Champion. Even though his promos were shit and he's only relevant because of a forcefully, a forceful shoe interview that he had against Daniel Bryan, because they had the rights to bring up Ring of Honor back in 2016. So you guys are morons for thinking Miz broke the barrier. He's obviously the top charismatic heel, and he's a great wrestler. He gotten so better over time from just using big boots and DDTs and using that flying clothesline off the corner. I'd rather have that than him ripping off Daniel Bryan's moves, doing stupid kicks, and trying to use the figure 4 since 2013 or 2012. By God, my time frame is off. And Kevin Owens won against Drew McIntyre in a decent match. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Opening match was alright, and Drew McIntyre was like, that starts now. I'm feuding with a black man, but I'm gonna job out to you so I can make a 50-year-old wrestle you at SummerSlam while I'm not scheduled for any program. That's super fucked up. It's super fucked up because you have Elias and Drew McIntyre as your cronies when they have the highest potential in the goddamn company. Elias, that's already super over with anything you do, and Drew McIntyre has the best arsenal, literally one of the best wrestlers in the company, and he's obviously has the best look, and he's obviously one of the most intimidating guys, and yet we have him as a crony losing to fucking fat-ass Kevin Owens in a pretty good match. Total World Slam, I hate that Kevin Owens, instead of concluding with the pop-up powerbomb or the package pile driver for you know Kevin Steen or Kevin, back when he was in Ring of Honor before he went to the WWE, instead of pop-up powerbomb was used. It's a set-down motion though. Suck my dick. I don't like seeing the stunner on any other wrestler than Steve Austin. That's literally his own patented move. At least Ember Moon uses it in a more modified way that it looks captivating. It's easy to look at, and it's so satisfying because it looks like it can take out an opponent. Anybody kicks out of the stunner now. Now Kevin Owens got the fucking stunner. Remember when Cena had the springboard stunner back in 2015? Like that. Unnecessary. And Kevin Owens is winning matches with these. Who the fuck is doing that now? Kevin, why? This was a good match, but just the unnecessary forcefulness to feel like Kevin Owens is supposed to be this anti-authority guy just so we can force him to be babyface is fucking bullshit. I hate this. Then we had Aleister Black be like, I'm going to pick a fight with someone, and Sami Zayn just came out of nowhere, just illustrated that it needs to help Aleister Black because he's randomly forcing people to fight with him. And it's like, this was a decent promo, but it was like, cool, so why didn't you attack him from behind the back or something? Why you had to just issue a promo? You never even talked to Aleister Black. At least when Cesaro did it, it was all this buildup, like who was going to face him. Cesaro came right in his face, talked to him, conversated, and challenged him face to face. I'm going to face you one-on-one. He didn't even make a promo where Aleister Black was nearby. Just mocked him, talked shit, and then challenged him on SummerSlam. Is that really how we do shit now? And you see why Sami Zayn hasn't been shit since he left NXT and had the TakeOver Dallas match that people still suck his dick about. You don't know already, I'm sweating. And it's because it's fucking hot and I don't want the air conditioner to take over most of the volume in my goddamn voice like the last few videos did. Other than my raw review. Then Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross pinned Ember Moon and Bayley in a tag team match, and Bayley brought back that you think I don't remember that you hit me with your finisher last week on SmackDown. And Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are like a certified tag team, thanks they're usually together, they've been together for the last few weeks. How come they're not challenging for the literally unibrand tag team titles? And then she said, then remember when Sonya Deville said that she convinced Shane McMahon to give them a tag team championship match next week on SmackDown? Yes, next week on SmackDown. Next week on SmackDown. Shut the fuck up. It wasn't on SmackDown. They had like 5 matches scheduled. Then Daniel Bryan came and did the same thing he did at that promo he had last week when he was trying to issue his huge announcement, then canceled out from the announcer. Then Dolph Ziggler faced off against Finn Balor. And he didn't try to mock Shawn Michaels again, or Finn Balor, or do anything different. Dolph Ziggler is the same thing. Whipping his hair like this, ripping off Billy Gunn's moves and Shawn Michaels' super kick, and thinking that he has a more advanced moveset than he had, like, back in 2010, when he kept trading the Intercontinental Championship with Kofi Kingston. And then, as soon as Bray Wyatt hit the frames, the same thing, like middle drop kick, DDT, Dolph Ziggler literally had a way better match with Seth Rollins, and it ended off a no contest because Brock Lesnar came into the fray. But then Bray Wyatt came and intervened and did all the flashy lights instead of the chip thing, and distracted Finn Balor enough for Dolph Ziggler to hit a super kick instead of the zigzag and got it in 1-2-3. Oh, look, it's personal now. He costed him a match that he didn't have to win. It's getting personal. Then there was a Firefly Funhouse that somehow there was a weird hype pop for. And then they had the little fucking bunny rabbit shit that just died but then got rebuilt. I don't know if Bray Wyatt made it again. But it seems like he gets tortured a lot in the show and wants to snitch about what the hell does this compound do? And what the fuck? They don't even do that much of suspect things other than like rip off like the Bray Wyatt character, except trying to make it child friendly. That I think was a good twist until they got the Fiend character. Instead of like making Bray Wyatt like a dual personality psychopath, made the Fiend persona. Suck my fucking dick, it sucks. You give him a stupid clown mask and he's still eating out black pussy in the end of it. I don't understand why the fuck this even exists. Oh my god, make him look like a Rastafarian fiend from a Yu-Gi-Oh fucking card. I hate this. A new look for Bray Wyatt. If you want to keep him with that crazy gimmick with the Firefly Funhouse shit, looking like orthopedic Blues Clues that ate too many fucking Drakes, I'd rather suggest you stick with the Firefly Funhouse gimmick and make Bray Wyatt like look friendly and attack Finn Balor from the back or some shit, other than letting Dolph Ziggler have a pinfall victory because he looks freaky and looks so cool with the mask. Fuck off. This was weak. Dolph Ziggler again being a little ass bitch, capitalizing off the weakest shit. And then we had Shinsuke Nakamura face off against Ali, and Ali won. Off a few reversals, going decent. This wasn't going to be a title defense, because if I have Nakamura face off against Ali, that would be 10 matches. And I don't want to wait. Well, because it's a big pay-per-view, doesn't mean you should have like 10, 11 matches. It should be a reasonable, like a reasonable 6 or 7. Nothing has to be that long. I'm telling you from experience. Because I've been reviewing this shit for the last year. It's not fun. I don't like doing this sometimes. It hurts that I have to review a pay-per-view that has 7 matches for me. And you see why I flawfully miss a match or 2 because of this overriding bullshit that doesn't end in any satisfying thing that gets anybody higher up the card or defines a new character. And then you have Ali make these prolific promos, and he still comes around looking like a metrosexual Iron Man. No, he doesn't even look like Iron Man. He looks like fucking Iron Heart and the Wasp were inbred cousins. What the fuck? And then you have him pin Shinsuke Nakamura. Just for, oh my god, he's now in the title picture. All because he pinned the Intercontinental Champion. Wow, okay. Is that how it is, just so you can make your championship relevant? The United States Championship match got determined by a gauntlet match. Y'all couldn't even make a tournament or something relevating or anything from like Nakamura's fit or Shane McMahon thinks it looks like he's primarily responsible for SmackDown. Why the fuck couldn't you just illustrate a championship match? Oh my, like a tournament or something. I don't understand Bischoff. Like, you're supposed to be responsible for this. And everybody's sucking a dick of Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, though, because they were ingenious heels. And yet they can't illustrate a show when you have 2 weeks until your major pay-per-view comes. And you have just Ali pin Nakamura. And then Randy Orton discussed maybe the best promo and one of the best segments in the show when Randy Orton displayed what happened 10 years ago when Kofi Kingston was removed of his push from Randy Orton because he's black. I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to stop right there. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh man. Okay, I'm done. They go back and rewind 2009. Randy Orton already showed his accomplishments. What happened in 2009? He was already a world-time Intercontinental and World Heavyweight Champion. Won the Royal Rumble that same year in 2009, and was facing off against Kofi Kingston. And they go over Kofi Kingston's accomplishments, changing up his persona, and literally going over how Kofi even went for this predicament. And I think like this was decent because it revolves mainly around Randy Orton, and most of it revolves around Randy Orton. So, okay, I understand now. And it was a decent promo. One of Randy Orton's best promos, more captivating, showing that Randy Orton still has that cockiness attitude into him, other than Randy Orton being like, I'm a snake. I hunt things. I'm going to hit you with KO. Like, it was just legit vintage Randy Orton. And that's all I wanted to see so they can distribute the feud. And then AJ Styles and Kofi Kingston had a match. Kofi won because they want to push Kofi's being a strong guy, but as soon as he loses the WWE champion at any time, he's going to be losing to fucking Mojo Rawley in the future. And I bet my fucking paycheck on that shit. I bet my fucking paycheck. Because they don't know how to push guys that lose championships. Samoa Joe. Oh, God, Dolph Ziggler. Oh, my fuck. I'm so sorry. Finn Balor. Oh, fuck. And now, they have their own promos about Kofi Kingston going over, having a promo with the New Day over Randy Orton's promo. And then AJ Styles. I thought they were going to make this champion versus champion six-man tag. They literally just displayed the guys that were going to be on their corner. They could have been like a six-man tag. I don't think they care about the brand split anymore because they're wild card. Carl Anderson's a wild card. AJ Styles a wild card. Oh my god, Luke Gallows is a fucking wild card. I hate this concept. I'm sick of this and making an excuse so you can do these incompetent feuds that make no fucking sense. And then we're gonna go back to these minuscule pay-per-views that is gonna take 2 fucking weeks to develop, and for the same stage to happen, so you can make a minuscule concept hell. You're gonna have like maybe Hell in a Cell after SummerSlam for no fucking reason, or you're gonna make something called Beatdown or the Clone Wars, or I will beat you up harder, or Ball Game, or Suck My Fucking Cock. What the fuck is this, bro? It just went to like full brawl. AJ Styles and Kofi Kingston were going over decent. Forearm smash over for Trouble in Paradise. Pretty fun. Like Kofi Kingston's an entertaining wrestler. He just has no other interesting qualities that make him a world champion. And other than it's like you're hating it, and Kofi's relatable because he shut the fuck up. You know how many relatable underdogs have held the World Heavyweight Championship for a majority of the franchise's history? Y'all forgot. Mick Foley was an underdog. Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, Rey Mysterio. A lot of The Miz was an underdog. A lot of faggots held the belt. Multiple of these fags main evented WrestleMania. Multiple of these dudes that were underdogs hit the Hall of Fame. Well, most of these guys are just scurrying among the mid card. That's going to happen to Kofi as soon as he loses the WWE Championship. And I thought this would be an easy way for Mustafa Ali to turn heel and be like, this should have been my opportunity from the get-go. And he just fused with Shinsuke Nakamura. A guy that's never held the WWE Championship ever, even though he won the Royal Rumble like last year. And he doesn't want to make himself a premier target when he's not going to be in a SummerSlam show. Maybe, yes, we're going to have 27 matches on the fucking pay-per-view. We also had that segment with the King's Court. I wanted to go through before I end off the show. Kofi Kingston won anyway. It was a match. I just went through some outside brawls. Kofi Kingston trying to make sure he doesn't do those moves. So for it to be unique, he falls down like a crowd surf and nearly kills himself. And it barely even sells anyway because you have like a 100-pound man falling over men that can literally bench press stuff heavier than him. And then we have the King's Court involving Jerry King Lawler and Trish Stratus discussing about if Trish Stratus will be coming back into the ring so she can have one final match. And I thought this would be decent for Trish Stratus to have one final match choosing her opponent and trying to data go for like the long route. And Charlotte Flair, I thought this was good because like she had a reason, like being a top woman on that's not on SummerSlam, and she challenges Trish Stratus. I think this will be a fun match. Things like I watched Evolve, and Trish Stratus can still go at times, and Charlotte can just carry anybody in the ring. That's why Bayley and Sasha Banks are even relevant. Sasha Banks is literally one of the second most superior wrestlers. Becky Lynch is the third, and Bayley is like a fourth. Charlotte's still number one in my case, even though I hate three of these women, all four of these women. They still have like gifts that make sure they're pretty good talent. So why not? I wouldn't mind seeing this. I wouldn't mind seeing this. So, and then we had the ending of the show be Roman Reigns. And before we go forward, Raw, SmackDown obviously wants to be the Raw recap and bring back like Roman Reigns, and it was in the event when Seth Rollins got murdered by Brock Lesnar. I can't do the thing that Brian Zane did when he did the Yuji review. I'm sorry. I would like to be so funny right now, like bring up like he got murdered by Brock Lesnar, then just it blur out the dick pic from 2015. Oh my god. Whatever. Whatever. All they did was bring that up and then awkwardly did a hallway cam of Roman Reigns just in a dumbass hoodie looking down and just walking up to the interview and then something just tossed over him and we didn't even see a shadowy figure. They don't even want to trailer out like tease on oh my god, who did this? Who planned this? This had to be planned. It couldn't just fall out of nowhere. See some shadowy figure. Who is that? He must have sabotaged this. Roman Reigns was nearly about to end his life. Bad heavy platforms and pillars literally about to hit him, and Roman Reigns came from, I'm okay, guys, jeez, I'm okay, I maybe have shock and maybe a bit of trauma, and then nearly hit my head or some shit, or I need to walk away from this shit. What the fuck? We get Roman's tough, but that doesn't mean he's logically going to survive metal beams and giant boxes about to tower over him and nearly kill him. That was the most awkward fucking segment in the entire show, and they had like 7 matches for most stuff that haven't even developed. What happened to the Iconics and Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose? They just canceled off the feud with Shane for some apparent reason. What the fuck? Come on, the SmackDown should have been way better than anticipated, but it was just a Raw recap with more matches and just like one match on the pay-per-view I'm willing to see. This was just trash. Other than like Aleister Black wearing a polo, thinking that he's getting ready for fucking school, and Mustafa Ali just getting a win over Nakamura, and whatever the fuck Kofi Kingston thinks he really is, have any redeemable factors to be a top guy in any business. If it was Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, Kofi Kingston would be a sideshow act. Joe Sasha, WWE, Gaijin, Kofi Kingston, suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. This gets a 4 out of 10. I did not like this SmackDown. And I like 2 redeemable matches. Amber Moon was the MVP of the night, and I just wasn't that captivated than I was on Raw. The second half of Raw was quite entertaining. It had memorable set pieces like Maria is the pregnant 24/7 champion. Like that's an interesting concept. Like how is anybody gonna pin her? Brock Lesnar literally nearly killing the shit, and then fucking an amazing brawl in the middle of the ring. How were you going to top that? They were just going to issue matches, wrestle, without any interesting storylines except like that ending of Roman Reigns was so fucking awkward. That was SmackDown. Somehow was the longest I ever did SmackDown review. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And subscribe if you want more content and seeing it on the fly. Thank you for watching, everybody.